What do you call a Skoda that gets a speeding ticket? A miracle. Why do Skodas have heated rear windscreens? To heat your hands when you're pushing it. How do you double the price of a Skoda? Well, you fill up the tank. But not in this one, because it's an EV. Over the years, there's been many a bad Skoda joke. However, that's in the past. Skoda have now launched themselves into the world where they can take on almost any manufacturer, and they're forging ahead with this full EV. This is the Skoda Enyaq. It's the vRS one, and it's a 4-wheel drive, 300 brake horsepower coupe. I'm Duncan Vincent. This is the Arnold Clark YouTube channel. Like and subscribe, and make sure you hit that little bell icon so you get notified when we do an upload. Let's take a look at the front end of the Enyaq, and there's a few key features which I'm a really big fan of. The lights are something I think works really well. They blend in from the side and go across and meet the grille. The Skoda crystal lighting, the detail in them is simply fantastic. And this big grille, the crystals inside there, there's even a light bar which runs through the middle of that. And you know just how much I like a light bar. I also like the details they've got in the bumper here with the air vents that go through the side. Ultimately, Skoda have done a fabulous job on the front end of this car. Sorry, Škoda. As we work our way down the side of the Škoda Enyaq, you notice that we have the 21-inch Vision anthracite wheels on this car. It does come with an option of 20-inch. You've got the vRS logo here, which has the green tick through the side of it, and the door mirrors. Well, these door mirrors are absolutely huge. They give you great vision out the side, and there's also blind spot detection built in. The lovely flowing lines of the coupe let you see the panoramic sunroof on the top. If it was an SUV, you would miss that. But lovely big sunroof on the top and a nice black surround around the windows with privacy glass in the back, and that's also acoustic glass in this car. Lovely flowing lines as you get towards the back where your charging flap is. Nice and easy to operate, little simple push. And then on the back, a lovely little flick on the boot spoiler. But we'll get to that in just a minute. Škoda, well, originally built bicycles and then motorbikes. During the Second World War, their factories were levelled, bombed out, completely flattened, and they came back to building cars. Now, through the communist era in Czechoslovakia, as it was back then, the quality really dipped, and that's where the bad Skoda jokes come from and the stigmatism that was hanging around Skoda for quite some time. Massive drop in car sales, and then in 1991, the Volkswagen Group acquired Skoda, and things have never been the same. They've never looked back. They now build cars which will take on and rival any other manufacturer in the world, and having a Škoda in your driveway now is seen as a tip of the hat. Finally, we make our way to the back of the Enyaq, and remember I told you about the little boot flick? Well, there it is. It's a tiny little spoiler, but it works so well with the shape of the coupe body style that we have here. Very small lights, but very bright lights in the back of the car, and there's a reflective bar right along the bottom of that bumper. Ultimately, there's quite a lot of actual body space on the car. To open the boot, nice and straightforward, find the button and push it, then just walk away, and it opens for you. Inside there, 570 litres of boot space. That's only 15 less than the actual SUV, and if you fold the seats flat, you get 1610. There's also an option for through loading, should you require to put your skis in. To close the boot, push this button, down she comes, in no rush, and that's the back of the Škoda Enyaq. Now we're inside the Enyaq, I can tell you it's very comfortable. I like the seats, they do tend to hug your body, and there's a lot of adjustment forwards, backwards, up and down. The steering wheel as well, forwards, back, up, down, you can have it wherever you want. And I like the girth of the steering wheel, it feels good, and my hands when I'm holding it don't touch any of the buttons on that steering wheel. Two pedals, lovely aluminium look to them, and a footrest, which is also on the love list, but a very small dashboard. But you don't want too big a dashboard because the infotainment screen is big enough. You've got a heads-up display as well. However, if you're wearing polarised sunglasses, that will dim down and you might actually lose that. Ultimately though, the car looks fabulous. There's great visibility out all the front here, very narrow pillars on the side, and you've got a carbon fibre look along the side of the door which runs through the dashboard as well. A couple of USB charging points and a charging mat for your phone. However, if you have a big drinks bottle like me, it's not going to fit in there. Standard flask will fit into one of those drinks holders, and there's lots of extra storage here as well. The glove box over the far side, well, it's not the biggest, but does it need to be the biggest? Possibly not. There's a lovely vRS logo on the headrest in these cars which is embroidered in, and there's great detail in the stitching on those seats. It's a lovely nice 13-inch display for your infotainment system, and it's obviously got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. We're running on Apple CarPlay just now, and it's a wireless setup, so it's nice and easy to do. The actual system itself for getting in and playing about with your vehicle settings, it's not too bad. It is a little bit laggy, but once it loads up, you can scroll through everything you need to do, and it takes you to all the key features, such as your lane assist. You can have that on or off. And it also gives you the option to have an auto regeneration, or you can actually manually do that through the paddles on the steering wheel. But ultimately, it's nice and easy to use, but I do also like how they've taken some of the key features out of it and put them in buttons along the bottom here. The buttons of the key features include your modes for the car, parking assist, obviously your hazard warning lights, climate control and rear and front window heating options. So nice that they're just at a fingertip there. Everything else in the screen, fairly straightforward to use. For charging your phone, we've got the two USB-C options down there, and that's the only charge points in this car, apart from the phone mat. Let's jump in the back. As we make our way into the back of the Enyaq, first of all, legroom's good and headroom is very good. Armrest in the door's nice and comfortable. Having said that, the front door pockets have got carpet in them, the back ones don't, so things might be a bit scratchy and loud for anything that's rattling about in there. As you can see, I've already got the armrest down, and tucked away, hidden away, a couple of drinks holders. I like that, it's a nice little feature that Skoda have done. Heated seats in the back is another great feature. However, there doesn't appear to be any charging options in the back of this car. Nowadays, that's almost a must, something you do want for the kids. But ultimately it's nice and comfortable. ISOFIXes are nice and easy to get to. They're hidden away behind covers, and there's a bit of storage in the back of the seat here. We've got our lovely Arnold Clark snow scraper ready for the winter months coming up. Through loading's an option as well. Pull that forward and you can get through from the boot, put it back up once you've got the skis in or out of the car. But ultimately it's quite nice in here. The panoramic sunroof doesn't have a net across the top of it, so things might get a little bit toasty in here in the summer when the sun's out. However, it's got a pretty heavy tint, so fingers crossed it keeps the temperature down. Before we drive the car, one last thing. It's either a Rolls Royce or a Skoda that gives you an umbrella in your car. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the country roads, the first impression of driving the Enyaq is that it's a lovely thing to drive around these tight and twisty country roads, and when you get to a straight, you accelerate. It's got a fair bit of kick. And being in true EV mode, straight away I've gone into eco mode to see if I can maximise my battery and my mileage with the regeneration paddles as well. Visibility seems very good here, narrow pillars, I like it, the big door mirrors, we talked about them earlier on, and the steering wheel does feel lovely. The weight of the steering, yeah, perfect as well. The seating position I've got, lovely. One thing I will say, and I've used them a few times now, the brakes aren't as sharp as I would normally expect from an EV. So maybe that's something to keep my eye on throughout the course of this drive. As I'm looking towards the auto-dimming rear view mirror, remember I said that sometimes the Coupé line on a roof does take away some visibility out that window, and that's exactly what I'm seeing there. I've got 3 headrests to compete with in the back as well, so visibility a little bit shallow for me, but ultimately it's okay because when you look at the rest of the car, the visibility is fabulous. Now for practicality, your driving control, it sits down here beside your leg. You're never going to have a problem with that. It won't get in the way. Indicators, wipers, all fabulous. Your regen paddles as well. So everything seems nice and easy to get to and very user friendly. You've got your automatic cruise control, adaptive cruise control, which also has stop and go facility built into it. And that's just a little toggle switch down towards the side there. Nice and easy, and everything just at the tips of your fingers. Remember I said the dashboard is actually quite small in here. Yeah, it is very small. The heads-up display mirrors that just over the crest of the steering wheel. But in my comfiest driving position, I can't even see the heads-up display. I have to almost lift myself up just that little bit to see the heads-up display. And it just says exactly what I see in front there. So if you like the heads-up display and you want to use that, the option's there. If you just want to look at your dashboard, that's a good option as well. The same information on both. The colour, hyper green. It's a little loud for some of you, but there's a lot for you to choose from. Would you choose it, or would you go somewhere else? Comment in the box and let us know if you'd have one of the other colours for this car. It's stunning and it looks good in every single one. There's a couple of different options of interior. You can go for the vRS Lounge, which comes with partial leather and fabric interior, or you can go for the vRS Suite, which comes with lovely leather, the carbon fibre effect on the dash and the doors, just that little bit extra. The basic model of Enyaq comes in at £36,000, and that goes all the way up through another couple of options until you get to this one. The Enyaq vRS, the hyper green model, and this one comes in at £54,000 with all the optional extras. Oh, we're going to have to double round about it. You ready? We're going to go round the roundabout and really lean on it here as we put the indicator on to come round. And the, oh yeah, I've got my indicator on, pal. Whew, that was fun. Round we come, and we'll just disappear up here now because he's shouting at me. And he's still shouting at me. Ah, dearie me, that wasn't handy. Right, okay, let's go round this roundabout. Let's really lean on it going in towards you and see what it does. Oh, you can feel it falling over on its tyre there. Yeah, a little bit sloppy down that roundabout, but we can let it off with that, it's not a problem. Our indicator was on, wasn't it? Yeah. Thank you. So we've come through the country roads, we've even gone through a little bit of a town now, and what I'm feeling from this is I get a really good bit of feedback through the steering wheel and also through my bum. That's where I've said before, you kind of feel everything through the driving part, through bum and hands. And what I do like in this, the steering wheel feels a really nice bit of weight, but also with very small movements, it has a big effect on where the car wants to go. So that's something that gets a big tick in my box. The Enyaq, and its hyper green, is giving me some good feeling back from the road. Flicked it into sport mode because we're round the roundabout and about to come down the slip road onto the dual carriageway, and let's go. And oh, here she goes. Good, very good. But there's a car in front of us, so we need to watch. But instant pick up and instant go from the Enyaq, like that in sport mode. Bloody rain. Okay, so we're in a pretty heavy shower on a motorway now, and we're typical finding a traffic jam because that's what happens on motorways these days. And we're going to go with the cruise control, which is going to bring us to halt. I'm not pushing the brake pedal. I'm not pushing the brake pedal. Brilliant. Down we come, down to 12 miles per hour. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Perfect. So there you go. Adaptive cruise control takes us from 55, 56 miles per hour right the way down to basically a stop. As the jam starts to move forward, it's already back up to 14 miles per hour. It's good, that. Very, very clever. You can also alter the distance of the car in front with just a little toggle switch on top of the adaptive cruise control lever if you want the car closer or further away in front. Again, clever stuff, Skoda. I've not pushed the accelerator, that's pretty cool, isn't it? It's pretty groovy, like. And just a warning, if you're watching this video and you've just noticed it's Škoda, that might bring out the 007 in you. Money penny, shummin the Škoda. Smoke me a kipper and I'll be back for breakfast. Yes? As we drive into a bit of a ninja shower, we have got a rain sensitive wipers that have come on, but the severity of the shower require a bit more of a wiper. So up that, and there we go, visibility back to its perfect self. Now this is 2.2 tonnes. 0 to 60 miles per hour in just over 6 seconds. Although you might get that down a little bit if you're going down a hill. But it's a big heavy car, but it's still pretty quick off the mark. Okay, so here we go. Let's give it a launch. 0 to 60, and let's see how it goes. 3, 2, well, I used to always jump starts anyway, so it's fine. Up we go, 20, 30, 40, 50. Gets there really, really quickly actually. And it feels like it's got enough legs after that to keep going. Like that. WLTP figures tell you that you'll get 321 miles out of the range of this car, but in reality, well, we're getting 2.8 miles per kilowatt hour, times that by 77 kilowatt per hour that the battery is, and you get 215 miles. But we're driving it rather differently, shall we say, for today's purposes. If you were in eco mode all the way, I'm pretty sure you could up that to around about 250-ish. The 77 kilowatt hour battery that is in here, well, you can put that on a 175 kilowatt hour DC charger. You can get an 11 kilowatt per hour AC charger, and that's your maximum that you can charge this car up at. At home on your wall charger, you're really looking at about a 7.5 to 8 hour charging process for this car. Pretty standard. I suppose the question really comes back down to you. Škoda, would you have one? Do you still initially think, oh no, well maybe actually hang on, yes. Would you have a Škoda? Wouldn't you have a Škoda? Comments in the box, because once you drive one of these, it will completely change your outlook on what a Skoda is actually like. That's my review of it. I've been Duncan Vincent, and I'm thoroughly in love with the first Skoda that I have ever driven, even though it's a Škoda. Until next time, guys, take care, safe driving, and have fun.